In the mid-2000s, the world was intoxicated. We were told the property was the ultimate safety net, that home prices only ever went up. It wasn't just an investment, it was the American dream, packaged and sold as a certainty. But dreams built on sand eventually meet the tide. In 2008, the tide didn't just come in, it was a tsunami. It wiped out $10 trillion in global wealth, erased 8 million jobs in the US alone, and turned the pillars of Wall Street into ruins overnight. This isn't just a story about numbers on a screen. It's a story about how a few desks in Manhattan set fire to the world. To understand the crash, you have to understand the lie. It started with subprime mortgages. In plain English, banks started lending money to people who couldn't afford to pay it back. But why? Because they didn't keep the loans. They bundled them together into something called collateralized debt obligations, CDOs, and sold them to global investors as AAA-rated, safe-as-houses investments. Wall Street had figured out a way to turn lead into gold, or so they thought. Every time a waitress in Nevada or a retired teacher in Florida signed a mortgage they couldn't afford, a banker in New York got a bonus. The system was rigged for volume, not value. By 2007, the impossible happened. People stopped paying. The housing bubble didn't just leak, it burst. Suddenly, those gold standard CDOs were revealed for what they actually were: toxic waste. The banks who had been lending to each other with total confidence suddenly stopped. Trust, the only real currency in finance, evaporated. Then came the 15th of September. Lehman Brothers, a 158-year-old titan of industry, filed for bankruptcy. It was the largest in history. The message to the world was clear: no one is coming to save you. While the headlines focused on too big to fail banks, the real tragedy was playing out at kitchen tables. Imagine being 55 years old. You've worked 30 years for a pension. In 3 days, 40% of it is gone. Imagine coming home to a notice of foreclosure taped to the door of the house you raised your children in. This wasn't a market correction. It was a theft of the future. Suicide rates spiked. Marriages buckled under the weight of debt. For millions, the recovery never actually came. They didn't just lose their houses, they lost their faith in the system. We bailed out the banks, but we didn't fix the soul of the economy. Today, global debt is higher than it was in 2008. The players have changed, and the toxic assets have new, more complicated names. History doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. 2008 taught us that when the music is playing, everyone dances. But when the music stops, the floor disappears. The crash shook the world. The question is, did we actually learn how to build a house that won't fall?